everyone, this is Mariah Ginto, back again with the second episode of Kitchen and Keys, where I'll be teaching you how to cook crab rangoons and Asian garlic noodles in conjunction with learning how to sell your home. So let's get started. Okay, I think we're ready. So today I'll be making crab rangoons and garlic noodles. I decided to make crab rangoons because my brother has been bothering me to make them. So at the end of this video, you'll actually get an ASMR experience because my sister, my brother, and his girlfriend will be trying my creations today. So we will be starting with the crab rangoons. You will need a whole package of cream cheese, about 10 imitation crab sticks, a single green onion, garlic powder, soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, and wonton wrappers. And make sure you get the wonton wrappers just because they're a little bit thicker. If you get the spring roll wrappers, they're thinner and you're more so getting like the crunch aspect, but not really like the chewiness. My brother said that last time I made them for him, so I made sure to get the proper wrappers. Okay, so we are gonna start with chopping the imitation crab sticks. So you have 10, and you're just gonna chop these up into really small little pieces because we're gonna mix it with the cream cheese and all of these sauces. So I hope you guys kind of liked the first episode, or at least didn't hate it, because I did get some good feedback, and then some people gave me tips to make it a little bit quicker. An hour is quite a long time. So people told me that I should prep. So I am prepping the noodles right now. They're boiling, so I'm not having you guys watch boiling noodles. And as you can see, I have all of the ingredients laid out so I don't get confused or I forget exactly what goes into a recipe. So we are going to talk about learning how to sell your house, or to figure out if you are in the market to sell your home. So the very first thing that you need to know is what type of market you're in. If you watched my last video, I talked about there are three markets that are established within the real estate field. So the first one is a seller's market, which we are in, which means we have less than 3 months of inventory. Balanced market is between 3 to 6 months of inventory, and 6+ months means that we are in a buyer's market. So you might be asking, Mariah, what the heck does months of inventory mean? Well, that essentially means how many houses are on the market currently and how long, if no other home came onto the market, how long it would take to sell all those houses on the market. So for instance, today, let's say that we are in this market, which we are, and we take all of the houses on the market. Currently, it would take about 1.27 months to sell all of the houses on the market if no other house came on to the market. So that means since we're under 3 months, that means we are in a seller's market. So now if you're between those 3 and 6 months, that means you're in a balanced market. 6+ months, that means you are in a buyer's market. You can figure out all of this information from the market updates I put out, that any other realtor puts out. But months of inventory is very important to anyone who's looking to get into the real estate market to kind of determine exactly what to expect when entering it. Now, the other stats that are important to know if you are a seller is days on market. So how many days does it take to sell a home on average? So this number is determined by taking all of the homes, so that means condos, townhomes, semi-detached homes, and detached homes, and averaging out how many days on market they have been on the market before they sell. So currently we are at 27 days, meaning on average, it takes about 27 days for a home to sell. So just to keep you in the loop and for you to take caution, that doesn't mean that if you have a home, it'll sell within 27 days. This takes into account homes that are sold within the first days and homes that are sold or that are sold within like 120 days, right? So it takes an average of all the homes within the month. Now, the last thing that you should take into account as a seller is that you should take into account how many new listings come onto market. So you can kind of see your competition, right? So if there are like 5,000 new listings, that's how many people you'll have to compete with. Of course, they're in different criteria, but it's a good idea just to know what exactly the pool is. So if you are looking to get into the market of selling your home, I highly, highly encourage you to look at those market updates and keep up to date with what's going on, just so you have realistic expectations of what to expect when you put your home onto the market. So as you can see, during that time of me talking, I chopped up all 10, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chop them up into smaller little bite-sized pieces. I honestly just put them in a pile. This is a cooking show. I'm not saying that I am a chef, so they don't have to be even. I'm just here to make sure that things taste good and teach you guys about real estate. So I am going to try to chop this up as quickly as I can. But for right now, we will go to commercial so you don't have to watch me chop up all of this crab. Okay, so I chopped up all of that crab and it is now in this beautiful red bowl, which also coincidentally matches the crab. Now you're gonna move on to your singular green onion. So you wanna cut off this gross part. You don't wanna eat that, the roots. So you're gonna cut that off. I always take off the first layer too of the green onion. I don't know, I just feel like the first layer is really, really slimy, so of the stem. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna take that guy off so we don't have any of that gross sliminess. Okay, perfect. Now we have the green onion of our dreams. Okay, so we're just gonna chop this up into little slices. So when people are starting to look into selling their home, there are multiple reasons. I think the first thing that people need to do is to determine their motivation. Like, are you very serious about buying? About selling? Are you kind of just like in the beginning stages? Because then that will really help determine how you go about selling your home. If you're very determined, you want to purchase another home, you want to take the equity out of your current home, what you need to understand is that in a very fast-paced market like how we are in right now, a lot of people are tempted to just sell their home because they know they have a lot of equity in their house and they think, oh, we can upsize, no problem. We could get an expensive home with all of the equity that we have. But you have to remember, if you sell, you do have to buy. So once you sell your home, yes, it may be easy, but then you become a buyer, and maybe buying might not be the easiest for you depending on what your price range is. A very competitive price range is kind of like $600,000, $700,000 under, and that's where you're still getting those multiple offers. So I think it's very important for people to understand that when you sell, you also have to buy a new home, or you have to have an alternative plan. So determining what your motivation is will help a realtor, will help you really have realistic expectations. So I just chopped up that green onion and we're gonna throw it with our crab. Yay. Now it is a smorgasbord full of crab and green onion. And then what you wanna do is that you're gonna add your cream cheese in there, and you're going to take a fork and kind of soften your cream cheese as best as you can. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck on your fork like it did mine. And then you just want to soften it so then it all mixes together. So that is currently what I'm doing and struggling at, so don't judge me while I'm doing this. I'm putting my full effort into it. I'm just gonna put this aside. Okay. So what's really important is that people need to figure out how to sell their home. When you sell your home, do you really need a realtor? Not really. You could really sell your home by yourself if you wanted to. That type of route is kind of called a for sale by owner. So you see, maybe if you go on Marketplace, you see that it says for sale by owner, or like it's not represented by a realtor. That means that the owner of the home is actually selling their home themselves without a help of a realtor. So you could really do it by yourself if you wanted to. It might be a little bit more hassle in order to do so, right? Because you're not equipped with knowing the contracts, kind of the ins and outs of the market, but you can totally do it yourself, and then you won't have to pay a realtor. So, I'm kind of talking right now as if maybe I don't want you to use a realtor, but I'm a realtor, so I am actually going to tell you the benefits of using a realtor when it comes to selling your home. So as I was saying, the benefits of using a realtor when you sell a home is the number one benefit is that we give more exposure that you could probably do by yourself. We actually have a system called the MLS system, which is where all of the realtors have access to homes that are on the market. So they are showing their clients that have been pre-approved, that are very serious buyers. And this system goes through, all of Alberta. So you get that exposure as opposed to marketing it yourself on Facebook Marketplace that might not hit all of those buyers who really find value in your home. The second thing is that it's kind of more stress-free to use a realtor, right? We are the ones who will set up and pay for the photos, do your RMS measurements, so you know the dimensions of each room, of your basement, of the living room, of your closets, of your garages. And then we also put up professional photos, so your house looks the best that it can. We also can bring in stagers to help stage your home and make it look the way it's supposed to, give you tips. And then we also handle all of the contracts. We set you up with lawyers. We set you up with maybe other contractors that you may need in order to sell your home. So, exposure, a marketing plan, plus, sorry, it's like really late. Exposure plus having a marketing plan, and then it being a little bit more stress-free really helps people to want to use a realtor. On top of that, showings can be also very stressful. So instead of having to wait in your home and let random strangers you don't even know or trust or are even serious about purchasing your home, you have a realtor where all of their clients are vetted, and a realtor is a professional, licensed, and held accountable by our real estate counsel in order to abide by rules and laws that, if you're for sale by owner, you cannot expect sometimes strangers to do so. So I think that even though you might save some money while you're selling your home for sale by owner, some people get lucky, using a realtor can really help streamline the process. Okay, so while I was talking about why you should use a realtor and particularly why maybe you should hire me, I was mixing the crab and the cream cheese and the green onion. So they are all mushed together, put together, and now we are going to add these guys. So what you want to do is you want to add a teaspoon of soy sauce, a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. So we are going to do that. Oh, it's a little bit hard. This is new, so I had to use my muscles. Okay, So there you go, 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. 1 teaspoon, oh, maybe a little bit more. 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. Put that there. And then a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. All together. And then we're just gonna mix that up. So it's all together. So in the meantime, while I was doing this, I was also cooking the noodles. So those noodles are finished. I'm gonna strain them, and then we are gonna go over there and make the garlic noodles. And then once those are done, we're gonna come back and I am going to hopefully successfully wrap these crab rangoons. The last time I did it, I really failed. They just ended up being like circles with a twist, but I'm hoping I actually wrap these guys properly. And I'm also gonna get my sister to help me wrap these because these are like, it's a lot of wonton wrapping just for one person. Okay, so we're all mixed up, looking good, hopefully tasting good. And now we are gonna go over and start cooking those garlic noodles. I'm gonna put this in the fridge so it stays refrigerated, and then I'll see you guys over at the stove. Okay, so now we are over here making the noodles. So what I did is you will need about 4 tablespoons of butter, and about a tablespoon of oil, and we're gonna mix this together. While I was over there, I actually boiled my noodles so you guys are not watching noodles just boil and that they are ready to go. So let's turn on this gas range stove and add the butter and then the oil together. So I will be putting shrimp in this recipe, but you could do it just plain. If you want to add chicken, you could do so. It's really your choice, but I really like shrimp with this. So I got these little mini shrimp at TNT. I used about half of the bag, and then I strained them out because there was a lot of liquid in them, and now I'm just going to dump them in here and have them saute. Okay, so in conjunction with the shrimp, you're also going to add your garlic, which I already pre-minced in my little handy dandy garlic mincer, and it'll be about a whole bulb. So this is why it's called garlic noodles, because there is a lot of garlic. This is kid friendly, so I don't swear. And now it's in there. So we're just gonna let that cook and saute down. So while you guys are watching me watch my shrimp and my garlic, we are going to talk about what essentially I could do for you if you decided to hire me as your realtor. So what I like to do and how I plan out my selling method is that I really try to come up with a marketing/investment plan. And this was all targeted. So this means that from the time that you decide to sell to all the way up until the day that we list, we will be working on your targeted marketing plan. So this is essentially determining what population will find the most value in your home. So let's say you are selling a 2-bedroom condo downtown. You're most likely not targeting a family of 5. You're more so targeting, you know, bachelors, couples, small families. So when we write our description, we want to write a description that would attract that population, right? And then the way that we do our videos, we want to make sure that they are according to those targeted marketing plans. So for instance, if you are selling a 3-bed, 2-bath home in the suburbs, the way that we would take a video of your home would be much different compared to a penthouse in downtown Calgary. So it's really important that you hire someone who understands that every home needs a targeted marketing plan, because if you don't, you'll just get a generic, just a generic marketing plan, some pictures just listed on social media, mail outs that are kind of not targeted towards the population that would be most interested. And it's really important to do this because that population is a population who will find the most value in your home, meaning that they will probably pay more than the regular person who doesn't find that value. And that's basically what my main goal is to expose your home as to many buyers and valuable buyers, so you get the best price for your home. Because like I said, it is a huge investment, and having a home does help you build equity. And when you decide to take that equity out of your home, you want to get the best price for it. You put a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money into it, so you deserve to get the most out of it. Okay, so these guys are turning a little pink, which means that they are getting done. So what you want to do is now you will add your pasta into here. And then we will do the sauce. Don't worry, it's just not shrimp, garlic, and oil and butter. As you can see, I may have overdone how many noodles I may need. So there's a lot of leftovers for people to take home, aka my brother, his girlfriend, and my sister. I'm sure I'm not the only one who has a problem determining how many noodles you should make. I did half the package of fettuccine noodles, and obviously, if you look at the pot, that is quite a bit of noodles. Okay, so I might have to adjust my my measurements here. Okay, so for the sauce, on top of the garlic, the oil, and the butter, you want oyster sauce. I use the Lee Kum Kee one, Panda brand. And then back to soy sauce, the basis of everything Asian, I guess. Oh, we're gonna take 2 tablespoons of this. We might have to adjust it. You might have to adjust it depending on how many noodles you decided to boil. So I'm just gonna do 2 for now. It's always better to do less than to do more at first. Okay, I got it. Oh my goodness. Okay, this may be a little. I need my right hand for this. Oops. Okay, there's 1. It just came out quite aggressively. Okay, 2. It looks like I probably would need more than this. Okay, we're just gonna mix it around. Yeah, definitely need more than 2 and 2. So basically, if you need to adjust your recipe, you're just doing an even ratio. So if you put 3 soy sauces in there, you want to do 3 oyster sauce. Okay, guys, this is not Iron Chef, so don't mind the noodles that just came out of here. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do 1 more. It looks like 1 more should do it. So in this recipe, because I did half a pack of fettuccine, I'm doing 3 soy sauce and 3 oyster sauce in here. Okay, awesome. And we want to get all of that, and then we're just gonna mix this guy up. I did reduce the heat to a low heat because you also don't want your noodles to burn. Okay. Okay, awesome. I'm going to do a little taste test just to make sure it tastes good. And then we're going to head over to the crab rangoons, and we are going to wrap them. And then also, while we're wrapping the crab rangoons, we're gonna wrap up this talk about selling your home on how to prepare your home to sell. Aww. That's good. Okay, I'll meet you guys over there. Okay, so we are over here and we are gonna wrap some crab rangoons. So you are gonna grab your wonton wrapper and place it on a nice clean surface. Then you're gonna take about like a teaspoon, just take one of your little teaspoons and put it in the middle into like a little ball, because now we have to wrap it into a very fancy shape. So some people could use egg wash, but I am going to use water. And then you're gonna go put water on all of the sides to make sure it's a little sticky. And then what you're gonna do is you're going to take your crab rangoon and, oh gosh, now I have to remember how to do it. How do you squeeze it? Oh, no, and then you squeeze it together. I may have put too much, okay. Half a teaspoon, because these are small. And then you're gonna just squeeze two sides together like this until it makes like a nice little triangle thing here. And then you're gonna grab these ends and now you have a little crab rangoon. Okay, so we're gonna do this a couple more times, and in the meantime, we will cut to commercial, and when we come back, I am going to wrap this up, because we're done wrapping our wontons, on how to prepare your home if you are planning on selling. Okay, so we wrapped about 40 to 50 of these bad boys. I already put some in the oil. I just didn't want to make a weird face while I was on camera, so I put some in. Not as scary as the last time I was on camera. So the way that you want to wrap them, you want it to look like this pretty little thing. So this is what a crab rangoon should look like. So while I'm frying, I'm going to talk about how to prepare your home when selling. This is a very important part of it. You know, a lot of people might just put their home on the market, but really preparing your home in order to make a good impression really does increase the possibility that you might sell it for more than what you're asking, or at least selling it for asking price. So the main thing that you want to do when you're selling your home is that you want to declutter. So decluttering may include, you know, putting your pets, putting your kids' toys away, you know, putting any extra blankets, putting any extra things that may need to go into storage, because you want the space to look as big as it possibly can, so people really have an ample amount of creativity and imagination when they go into your home. Right? The main goal of when you're selling your home is that you want the buyer to imagine themselves living in that home. And once you do that, you have pretty much achieved your goal, because they'll actually see the value in your home and see, and you know, be okay with the price that you're setting it at. Now, another part of decluttering, which I learned from my stager, is that anything the size of a peach or like your fist, you want to put away. Just because a lot of small knickknacks can make a space look smaller, which is not something that you want to do. You want people to, you know, see that the home is livable and that, you know, it's lived in, but you don't want to take away from their imagination of what they can put in there if they if there's too many things in the home. Okay, so another thing that you want to do is depersonalize. I know it kind of seems counterintuitive, but also you don't know who is going into your home. So you want to put away, personal pictures of family and friends, of yourself, just because, right, it's always better to be safe than sorry. As a realtor, we would really appreciate if you also put your knives away, just because even though we trust our clients, it is better for our safety to have those knives away just in case. Toothbrushes, shavers, anything like that, you also want to put away. Like I said, we trust our clients, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. Now, the most important thing is when a person comes into your home, the very first thing that they notice is not what they see, is not what they hear, it's actually what they smell. So you want your home to smell as good as it can. If you could put, bake cookies before you leave the home, so it smells like baking, or like bread, or like cookies. That is a very good tip to have, because if your home doesn't smell the best, sometimes it could deter certain buyers away from it. And like I said, we want to have as many buyers be interested and see value in your home, just so we get the best price for it. And now that we're coming up onto the winter season, even during the summer, you want to really focus on curb appeal. So in the wintertime, that means shoveling, de-icing. In the summertime, that means mowing your lawn, maybe planting some flowers. And that will really help people appreciate your property and the land that it's on. Other small things that you could do is like repaint, get the home professionally clean. But those first three main things, declutter, depersonalize, and really work on curb appeal, are kind of the major things that you need to focus on when it comes to selling your home. Okay, so I hope I did a good job at kind of cutting this video down a little bit more. This is only my second episode, so if you guys have any tips or feedback, I would really appreciate it. I'm not a YouTube pro, so that would really help. I'm going to finish frying these crab rangoons, and after I'm done doing this, you will get a little ASMR experience from my brother, my sister, and my brother's girlfriend. Okay, there we have it. Crab rangoons and garlic Asian noodles. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!
Hey everyone. We're doing our ASMR of the crab rangoons and garlic noodles.
Everyone get one?
I gotta
Dip it into this sweet and sour
Can they
sauce.
hear this?
Okay. Ready? And go.
Delicious.